Now, Ross told me he wanted to come in here, tell a story in my own style. Well, my style of storytelling always requires beer. So if y'all will bear with me just a minute while I get everything set up properly. Oh, if any of you happen to notice, this was stolen from Lucky's Biker Speakeasy. I can have you all steal one today for $5. Now, Ross also told me that this was telling only, and not. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Do I need the microphone?
Yes.
Okay. That's my director over there. He also told me that this was all storytelling, no reading. So I want you all to know that this is nothing more than props. Okay? I'm not up here to read anything to you. I am going to lay my props out. Don't yell at me, Ross. Where is it? Okay. Anyway, I gotta be honest with you. My story today is serious. It's not a comedy, it's not a joke, and it's true. And it's about a strong woman who made me what I am today. October 25th, 1979, Sunday afternoon. It's a little hot in Miami, even for October. A couple of buddies of mine swung by the place I was living. Wanted to pick me up, take me to a local bar and have a beer. So we go down and have a couple of beers, shoot some pool, watch a football game. I didn't care much about the football game or shooting pool. The cold beer sure sounded good. So I got in the car with him, we rode down this little bar, simple little bar, everybody knew it was there. Block building, no signs outside, not even an open sign. Up on the wall, up high on the wall outside is a little wood sign, hand painted, pizza. That's all it was. Open the door, look inside, it's dark inside. Cool. They had the air conditioning turned up on high. In the far back corner, there's two pool tables. A couple of my buddies back there shooting pool. Two of the guys that came down with me, they went right back to join them. All right, I look over the bar. The bar is L-shaped, off to my left. A couple of bar signs there are lit up. Miss Kitty. Miss Kitty's standing behind the bar. Now, any of you that can remember Gunsmoke know exactly who Miss Kitty is. Okay, she smiles and she says hi. She had a few customers there. I'm down. I'm going through a really, really dark period of my life. Probably the darkest I've ever gone through in my life. I go over, sit down at a little table by myself. And I'm sitting there, she comes right out, brings me a beer, sits the beer down, pats me on the shoulder, says, Lucky, don't worry, everything's going to be okay. Now, Miss Kitty and I, we've known each other for many, many years. And she'd seen me go through a lot of things, a lot of ups and downs. I kind of smiled, she turned and went back to the bar. Well, I'm sitting there and I'm sipping on my beer, and some of the guys, and this place was beer and wine, no liquor. Now, some of the guys would sneak out back, get a little shot of whiskey, they have it balls in the car, they did a couple shots, and then they'd come on back in, go back to their beer, pool table, whatever they were doing. All right, well, I'm watching this today, and I see them. There's more than just two or three, there's maybe a dozen or so. They're going out the back door, you coming back in to get their beers, going back out again. I think, what's going on? My first thought was, of course, the football game and the pool table, or the gambling. Well, there's no gambling inside, so if they had any money to exchange, they had to go out back, change money, and come back in. So I was satisfied that was the problem. What's going on there? Well, one of them came over and says, Lucky, come here. Why don't you come out back? Come on, get up and walk out back with me. I said, no. I don't need any of your whiskey. I don't drink whiskey. And I'm thinking in the back of my mind, things I'm going through right now. Whiskey is about the worst thing I need to mix with it. Going through a really bad time at my size with whiskey, I don't think it's going to work out well. They said, no. There's something back there you need to see. Well, I'm still protesting. They drag me to the back door. I get up to the back door, regular old steel door on a bar, push it open, standing right on the threshold there at the door. I hadn't stepped down yet. I look over the parking lot. The parking lot, guys are all over the parking lot, behind their cars, and they're all looking over the hood and the fenders like Kilroy. You remember Kilroy? And I said, what's going on? And they said, no, Lucky, no. Look over there, look over there. And so I raised up and I looked across the street, in a grassy area, where there were ficus trees. And I see it. I see this vision. I couldn't believe it was real at first. And I'm watching it. And it's a girl, this beautiful girl, in these cork wedge sandals the girls wore back then, about, I don't know, 3 inches high or something like that. Long, shapely legs, black bikini, long red hair, ponytail hanging down her back. And the ponytail swaying in the breeze as she's working, polishing her car. And I'm like, whoa, you know? And I realized what these guys were doing. And I can't be a part of that. That's way beneath me. So I immediately just started right across the road, right towards her. As I started across the road, she had turned, gone up to the front of her car, and she bent over with the polishing cloth to polish the left front mag wheel. And as she bent down to polish that wheel, that ponytail dropped down the side of her head, almost touching the ground. And her knees weren't bent. So yeah, exactly. So I'm walking over towards that, and I hear the guys behind me, don't go over there, don't go over there, you're gonna scare her away. I just paused for a few seconds to turn around, let them know exactly what I thought of what they were doing, which I'm not gonna repeat here today. And I went right on over across the street, and as I'm getting closer, I realized they're probably right. I'm gonna frighten her. Like I'm walking up, she has no idea what's going on behind her. She doesn't know I'm walking up on her. So I gave her space, made my presence known. As I did this, now she's still polishing that left front wheel, okay? Did I mention that her knees weren't bent? All right. She turns her head to look up at me. Ponytail flips to the other side. When she does that, I see these green eyes, these gorgeous green eyes, like they can see through me. And she's slowly raising up, standing up straight, turns towards me, and gives me this beautiful wide smile, a mouth full of beautiful white teeth, like sunshine. And at that very moment, I just backed off for a second, because I knew this was a beautiful thief. Because at that very second, she had stolen the breath away I was trying to catch. I managed to catch my breath. I explained to her what was going on behind me, all the guys at the bar hiding, looking at her. And when I did, she turned her head in the direction I was pointing. When I did, that afternoon sunlight hit those gold eyes. And it seemed as if they turned to gold. And almost like light was coming out of them. And I turned at the same time to see the guys. There were a lot. Every one of them. 12, at least. As if she had slung out some magical fairy dust, and they all scattered like cockroaches. I think we've all seen that. So anyway, she turns back towards me, a little blushed, still had that big smile, that ponytail that flipped that back over towards the back of her head, hanging down her back, and she spoke. To this day, I can't remember what she said. But what she said really doesn't matter. It means nothing at all. Her voice, her golden voice, penetrated my soul so deeply that all of the anger, all of the evil, all the bad just seemed to whoosh, flow right out of me. It was gone. It was gone. Somehow, I managed to stutter out and con her in an invitation to join me at the bar after she finished her car. And she looked straight at me and she said, yes. She said, I'm gonna finish polishing my car. I gotta go back over to the apartment building I live in. She gestured towards the apartment building that was on the other side of the bar, 10 units, small building. I knew the building well. And then she would come in and join me for a drink. said I drink wine, white wine. I said, well, they have wine. There's just beer and wine and plenty of wine. I'm thinking in the back of my head, I hope they have white wine. Because if they didn't, I'm going to run over to the store, buy a bottle, and bring it back in for Miss Kitty. Anyway, I went back into the bar, walked in the back door, and all the guys are there asking me, what happened? What happened? I told them the whole story, told them once she finished up, she was going to get cleaned up, and come in and join me for a drink. Oh, now, there was a joke. Yeah, sure. She's going to come in here. She's going to come in this dive bar. That's too much of a lady. She's not coming in here. And all she was trying to do is get rid of you. So you just go away. Now, you screwed it up for all of us. She's never going to be back over there waxing her car again. I said, guys, I'm telling you. I could tell in her voice. She said she would be here. She would be here. Ah, you're full of it, Lucky. And they all went back to their game, back to the beer, back to the football game on the one television in the bar. Well, I went and sat back down at my table. My beer started getting warm. I really didn't even care. Okay, I was feeling a lot better about myself. A few minutes goes by and the door's open. Front door opens. Somebody walks in. The whole bar stops. Everybody turns around and looks. There's another customer. So everybody gets a big chuckle, laughs at me, goes back to their pool table, back to the game, back to their beer. This happened a couple of times. I'm sitting, I'm looking at my watch, I'm thinking, oh man, it seemed like hours went by, but it wasn't more than 20, 25 minutes. And the door finally opens. And when the door swings open, the whole bar lights up. She steps inside the door, okay? And she still had on those wedge shoes, whatever they call them, tight-fitting blue jeans, and a little halter top that tied up right in the front, and she filled it up really well. She had taken the ponytail down and brushed it out. She had hair hanging down in front of her shoulders and coming down her back. I greeted her, walked her over to the table for two. We sat down. I'd already told Miss Kitty what she drank. Miss Kitty came over, brought the glass of wine, had a few nice things to say, patted me on the back, turned back towards all the guys that were in the bar. All the guys were just standing there. Okay, she puts her hands up. She says, scatter. Leave them alone. Well, everybody knew when Mrs. Kitty told you something, that's what she did. So they just went back to what they were doing. This gorgeous creature and I, we sat there, we talked for hours. And hours, talked about everything. Finally enough time had passed that she told me she had to get back to her apartment and that she had to get ready for work the next day. I said, yeah, I got to do that too. I got to get back to my place and get ready for work. I'm a union carpenter, working on a high-rise over on the beach. What was it? Plaza Venetia. Only thing I had to do was show up Monday morning, on time and sober. They weren't worried about anything else. So like a schoolboy, I asked her, I said, would you mind if I walked you home? She said, oh yes, please do. And in my head, I was thinking, there's no way I could let her get up and walk out of that bar by herself. I had to walk out with her. And she gave me a perfect opportunity. Let me have a sip. Anybody else drinking? Well, we walked out of the bar, across the street to her apartment building, 10 units, 2 stories, concrete stairs, one up at each end. Concrete stairs were kind of narrow. Had a 4-inch concrete wall for the railing for you to hold on to. We got to the stairs, being the gentleman that I am. I thought, well, I'd let her go ahead of me because the stairs are too narrow for 2 people and only one railing there. And I thought it'd be polite if she got at least 2 steps in front of me. Okay, the first step, and that long hair is hanging down her back, and I'm seeing a little breeze moving it. Okay, then she took the next step. Step 2. Step 2, I was eye level just a little bit lower, and it was moving. As she's walking up those stairs, and I'm gripping that concrete wall. As I'm walking exactly 2 steps behind her, all the way to the landing. Now, by the time we got to that landing, I was wishing this building had about 4 more flights of stairs, and she lived on the top floor. Anyway, I was able to maintain my dignity there, We turned to walk down the corridor, the hallway to her apartment. And the hallway was wide enough, two people walk side by side. We're getting close to her apartment, apartment number 10. As we're getting close, she's got her hand in her purse. I assume to get her keys out. And I asked her, I said, listen, I said, could I have your phone number and give you a call tomorrow? Well, as she pulled her hand out of her purse, she pulled out a business card. Winmere Products. And on the back of that card, she wrote her home number, 887-6105. This is that very card. I still have it today. And she said, yes, please call me. I get home around 5, you can call me anytime after that. Another sip of beer. I'm going to try to drag this out too long. Ross told me that I needed to do maybe 10 or 12 minutes. When I first made this up, it ran about 90 minutes. I started putting it all together, didn't realize how long a story it was. Well, if any of y'all watch a Hallmark channel, you know that every relationship has conflict. Okay, we had conflict in our relationship, but it wasn't either one of us. It was my family, mainly my cruel parents, drug addict, cocaine addict, ex-wife, and 3 small children she was using against me as tools. But I'm going to save that for another day and another story. I'm just going to skip forward a lot, okay? About an hour and 15 minutes forward. Well, we'd bought property in the Florida Everglades in 1990. I had a dream of living in the Everglades. I'd grown up in the business of photography. My aunt owned a modeling agency. It had been put on hold several times. And this strong woman knew how much I loved my photography, and she kept pushing it in different ways to help me to start building the business itself. Well, in 1994, we had that place ready to move to. And we moved out to our place in the Florida Everglades. Well, over the years, we've had newspaper articles, stories, YouTube clips. We were on the Travel Channel, an independent filmmaker site called Vimeo. We've had several documentaries done. A couple little movie things we're in. There's another one that's going to be coming out shortly. As a matter of fact, the production people are going to be there Monday. We're driving back for that. But just a second, let me just check my property. Okay, because I know I'm down to the last thing, and this is very important. And it's something that I cannot make a mistake on. Okay. Just give me a second here. This is important. This is very important. All right. I have to tell you that all of this, all these good things that happened, all these things that worked out, was because of this one strong woman. Okay? And that was 36 years, 4 months, 22 days, and about 2.5 hours ago. That's if anybody is counting. Okay? But, and I got one dark secret, deep dark secret. I need to tell everybody about it. I need to admit to it. I have an addiction. Okay, on my property, I have photographs up all over the property of different women I've worked with over the years. On one wall, I have rows of photographs up. Every photograph there is of one woman from 1979 to 2016. Now, a lot of people are going to think that's obsessive, but it's not. For me, it's an addiction. I have this addiction, and it's addiction that you can't take away from me. I will fight you if you try, and I'm taking it to my grave. The only true addiction I have is my wife, Maureen. Sweetheart, will you please stand up for me and take a bow? This is a long red hair and a ponytail. Oh, and don't forget, she didn't bend her knees. I want to thank everybody. And thank you so much. Oh, wait.
Reader's Digest.
I need to do one more thing. Yeah, see, now this is why I made notes. And I brought this on purpose. This was, in all of what I said and done, this is the tiniest little magazine of all the articles and stories. How many big articles? The Los Angeles Times.
Move it along.
See, that's my director. St. Pete Times did a story on us some years ago. Associated Press did a story worldwide. We've been in National Geographic. This little tiny Reader's Digest. This was one of the stories that made the most impact. One photograph and one little comment on it. This photograph is of Maureen and I standing behind our mailbox on Loop Road. A lot of people consider it a landmark. And a photographer friend of mine, Glenn, he's there. He's an independent photographer. He works out on his own, freelance. And he asked me, he says, Lucky, he says, when did you first know you were in love with Maureen? My answer was simple. I was always in love with Maureen. It just took me over 30 years to find her. Thank you, everybody.